We're off and running here, and I haven't been in an environment with this much activity for quite a while. I've spent a lot of my time helping to design the business processes that we're executing against and building the organization, hiring engineers, hiring the operations staff. We've got about 30 folks on board right now, and I need to be at 100 engineers by mid-year just to keep pace with a tremendous number of challenges that we're facing. And those engineers span every discipline. Those are software folks, they're network management people, optical engineers, IP engineers, server systems people, quite a variety. And that's not going to slow down. That's just by mid-year. We've got to maintain, that's one of my biggest challenges running this organization. My team is hoping to light about 7,000 miles of fiber this year. We're evaluating vendors, making vendor selections, choosing the technology that will provide the foundation for our future. And it's just very exciting.
He kind of did present and past successes and future. Any other things you've got in your radar screen right now?
Well, you talked about how many miles of fiber we want to light this year. Can you kind of talk about where we are today in terms of the network itself? Mm-hmm. Like a kind of a analogous.
Or what's happened in the last 6 months or last year?
Mm-hmm. I've only been here about.
Since you've been here?
4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, we're at about 3,000 fiber miles or route miles.
How long did it take to build that?
Too long. I mean, I don't want to mention that number. I mean, relatively speaking, it was fast, but okay. We have about 3,000 route miles lit today, and we're hoping to light 7,000 more miles this year. We do a
what year?
in 2000. We hope to light about 7,000 more miles in 2000. We have several routes ready to deploy equipment on. We're in the process of vendor selection. We're trying to select the technology that's going to provide the foundation for Enron's future. The technology at every level of the network, the optical layer, the IP layer, and the application services layer.
Okay. So how many vendors are you going to select?
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about the vendors we use right now and how they're, I don't know if you think it's important, or tell me if I'm wrong about it.
Well, there is a key issue here related to one vendor, Sycamore. They're very visible in the marketplace. We haven't made a final selection, decision to select them yet, but we've invited their chairman to speak at the conference, to be on the technical panel at the conference. But, I don't want to imply that we've selected a vendor, but
Let's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, where'd you go to school?
Penn State.
Can you give me a full sentence?
I went to school. I went to. Okay. My education in technology was at Penn State University in both computer science and electrical engineering.
Double degree?
I have my bachelor's degree in computer science, and this is always a difficult thing to word because I never got the degree in EE, but I did everything but the thesis, and then I went in the Army and I never finished it.
No problem. Okay.
So I just think saying it that way is a good way to say it.
What do you think it is about Enron that attracted you the most, and what do you think is going to attract other people that are as great as you are?
Enron's demonstrated their success in many marketplaces. And they decided to pursue the communications marketplace, and accomplish some of the same things in this market that they demonstrated in the gas market and in the energy trading market and other markets where a recently regulated market was moving towards or in the process of deregulation. Enron knows how to create a trading, knows how to create, knows the, yeah, how to make a market in a commodity.
Is that what Enron knows?
Enron knows how to make a market in a commodity. And I've been in the communications business long enough, participating in the deregulation and the introduction of competition, and the marketplace is ready. Bandwidth is a commodity.
And how's Enron going to do? Short and sweet.
Enron's going to be extremely successful.
Now, why do you say that?
They have, Enron has the financial knowledge. Enron has the intellectual capital in the finance. Enron has the intellectual capital. Enron has the intellectual capital in trading commodities. They know how to create the market. They know how to manage risk, and they know how to make money.
So, are you excited? I mean, tell me if you're excited. Tell me that you're going to look back on this one day and go, you know, I helped to define an industry.
We're taking on a challenge here at Enron that I've been thinking about for 20, 25 years. And the time is right now to do it. I'm very excited about having the opportunity to participate in changing the way technology is used, changing the way information is delivered.
And how's that going to help all of us? I mean, what thrills you about that? Why are you excited to be part of it?
The technical challenges, the the belief in success, we're committed to winning in this
What makes you
area.
get up every morning and get over here as fast as you can? You personally.
That we're doing something that's never been done before.
Can you say, you know, what gives
We're
me the
pioneering.
thrill?
Yeah. What gives me the biggest thrill about this is doing something that's never been done before. I like leading in the industry, and I've been fortunate to participate in similar opportunities in the time that I've been a part of the communications industry, and this is just another one of those opportunities, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Do you think the people that you work with are just like cream of the crop, and is that part of what attracted you here, is just the ability to work with other people?
We have some incredible talent here. People that span every aspect of the technologies involved, young, seasoned, and it's a incredibly enthusiastic group of people that are committed to winning, and it's just a joy to be a part of this team.
That was awesome. Okay, the vision. What's the vision?
The vision for Enron is the Enron Intelligent Network, and using that platform to buy and sell bandwidth, more bandwidth than any other company in the world, be able to deliver services faster, develop services, facilitate service development. Application developers will have a platform that compares to no other platform they've been able to have access to before. Most communications companies have a very closed infrastructure that they don't let their customers access directly. The Enron Intelligent Network with this broadband operating system layer will allow customers to create applications that allow them to scale the network. They'll be able to scale the network to the application, and that is unique. That's never been done before. Traditionally, applications have to live within the bounds of the capabilities of the network. Now, the applications will be able to control the network and scale it to however much bandwidth they need, however long they need it, at whatever quality of service is required.
Now, I'm a stock analyst, and in a few days I'm going to go back to my office and I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to raise and run stock. What advice are you going to give me? I'm thinking about not doing it.
Enron's business plan is the next natural step in the information industry, combining a commodity, bandwidth, with the intelligence of computing. This is where the marketplace is going. I think there's a tremendous amount of evidence about that out in the marketplace, and it's also evidenced by the enthusiasm of our vendors. They understand, they get it, and this is going to happen, and we're going to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Anything else?
No.
So let's go over our questions real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Is he one of the reasons you came here?
Yeah.
Let's say, can you say that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's get this.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the primary reasons I came to Enron Communications was Scott Yeager. One of the primary reasons I came to Enron was Scott Yeager. I had the I was fortunate enough to have worked for Scott for several years in the past, and he's a visionary. I on multiple occasions have observed him identify a market well ahead of its time, before anyone was even thinking about it, and create a business plan and execute to win. MFS DataNet was the first example, and he has a talent for being able to see 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead of the marketplace, and the time is right now to execute this business plan. And Scott, this is Scott's vision.
That's good. I like that one really good.
And can you make some link between Scott and other people? Are there, you know, and Enron's got a whole building full of these kind of people. If you believe that.
We're working on it.
There you go. And the exciting thing to me is we're building a whole building with people like Scott Yeager.
Okay. We're filling the we're filling the whole. I'm sure you're familiar with the new tower Enron's building across the street.
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I know. It's not a
Well,
we're allowed to talk about.
We're not?
No.
Well, we're not.
We're spending money we're not making.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
That's just a mistake over there. We're
Okay.
falling around.
Yeah. They're going to see it when they drive in by the conference.
Okay.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
All right, how do I want to say it?
You know, what's so awesome because we're going to build a whole business with people like Scott Yeager. We're building it. We're filling our offices with people with Scott Yeagers.
Or, yeah.
One of the exciting things to me is that we're just starting, and over the next year we're going to build a staff of Scott Yeagers.
I love it.
Sounds good.
I love it.
Is that all right?
What do you think, Mike? Paul, going to be here?
The network we're designing will have terabit switching capacity. We have tremendous bandwidth demands to deliver some of these advanced applications that really haven't been addressed previously. And we're building a network infrastructure that will not only have the ability to deliver the speed and with the quality of service, but also access bandwidth from our own infrastructure as well as everybody, our own infrastructure as well as that of other carriers, so that with this terabit switching capacity combined with access to virtually unlimited bandwidth, we'll be able to scale the network very quickly. Of course, it will depend on demand, but I'm poised to deploy somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000 servers over the coming months.
Coming how many months?
Well, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
What about?
I'm just gearing
you know
up,
how many
and
servers
you know,
we
we're
have?
we're pulling triggers and trying to sign deals, and
Could you say we have, to date, we've deployed X number of servers, but in the
Yeah.
coming months, just to show we're ramping up, we've started,
Sure,
but we're
sure,
about to
sure.
Yeah, it's now
Sure.
$7.99.
hmm yeah. Currently, we have about 250 servers deployed. Our sales activity is just beginning. I'm poised to deliver somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000 over the next few months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Any other big deployments ready?
Now, Sun stock's going to go up when they hear that, because you know, we just bought 1,000 from them, and what is our? I don't know what our objective is for 2000 in terms of the distribution interconnects.
Well, we're gonna have
But-
John come in
McClain,
next, and maybe we can.
he probably has a number like close to 5. The reality is, we have a Today network, and I'm working on the design of our Go Forward network. In July of 2000, we'll launch that, and it'll support a whole new generation of services that today's technology can't quite support.
Perfect. Nice and short and sweet. Great. Can you see the monitor?
Okay. I need to move
You
over.
happy?
I need to move over here, babe. We can. Thanks,
Why don't you drag that chair over?
Yeah. There you go.
Are
Nice
you
speeding.
ready, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
All right. For the transcriptionist, will you please state and spell your name?
My name is John McClain, and it is John, first name, last name MCCLAIN.
Awesome. Now, introduce yourself to the audience and tell us real briefly what you do.
My name is John McClain, and I am Director of Distribution Channels for Enron. Okay, confusion there. I'm not Director of Distribution Channels for all of Enron, but just Enron Communications. You don't want me to mention communications any
Hey,
time.
just cut up the channel.
What's that?
Director of communication. Channels, after channels.
How about, do I even refer to communications group or anything like that?
Yeah, they
Okay.
know they're seeing a presentation about communication.
Okay. My name is John McClain, and I am the director of our communications group distribution channels.
All right, tell me, where'd you go to
Do it
school?
one more time for me, Ben. Step off the camera. I'm sorry.
Anytime.
Oh, my name is John McClain, and I am the director of distribution channels for our communications group.
And where'd you go to school?
I went to Bel Air High School. I am a high school graduate.
Good, cool. That's very cool. How did you get into this industry?
How did I get into this industry? I started hawking computers for a small systems integrator computer manufacturer in 1991.
And then what'd you do?
Worked for Compaq after that, was very successful selling for that company, and then I went to work for Compaq Computer Corporation, selling PCs. That evolved into working for Metropolitan Fiber Systems, which is about a $10 billion acquisition of WorldCom. Worked for them for 3.5 years, a very pivotal player in the telecom internet space, and then worked for a company called Digex, who's a nationwide large internet service provider. And now I'm here.
And what made you come here?
Exciting opportunity, streaming video, next wave of the internet, absolutely, you know, a progressive data communications network.
And what can you do to help?
I have a very good working knowledge of the internet service provider landscape, who the players are. I have a book full of contacts and people that I know in that industry, and am able to sort of do what my group does, and that's build a distribution channel, do business arrangements and contracting.
So when you were thinking about making a career switch, what was it about Enron pulled you in the door?
You need capital to get into this business. Enron has capital. You need a good mix of experience and entrepreneurial spirit, and we have all those components, ingredients, etc.
So, pretty cool. So when you look around here, what do you see?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. I mean,
You see people that are the best and the brightest? Do you see...
oh, look, yeah, okay. It was just such a broad question. I see a company that is absolutely devoted to making a television quality internet experience work. I see a very devoted team of individuals to really help the internet evolve, and also a good, smart team of people trying to create a liquid market for bandwidth and bandwidth trading and market trading. And it's very, very exciting. It's very compelling.
When you look back on your career, what are you going to say your time here did? I mean, are you going to be able to say, hey, I changed an industry?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's not over with. My tenure at the company is not over with at all, so it's hard.
Someday when I look back, I'll be able to say blah.
Yeah, if I could characterize 1999, one of the great things I would say is my team and I pioneered a space that had not yet been really established, meaning distribution partnerships with ISPs. Nobody else in the industry is setting up this type of business and engineering relationship, and we took something from ground zero and turned it into a channel that's, you know, an integral part of the company. So, and not only that, I'm also working with and involved with an entire team of individuals who have also set up some really compelling components for the company. So
how does it make you feel?
Great. I feel good. It's almost Christmas time, and you know, it's been a very good year.
And what about it do you like? What makes you get out of bed in the morning and get over here? You personally?
Yeah, my favorite thing is mentoring my people, engaging customers, watching deals be facilitated and taken from their infancy all the way through the consummation of the deal, and watching people do those deals and get excited about finishing those deals, and that's my favorite thing to do, working with my team.
You find it fun?
Absolutely, it's a blast.
Let's see. Just real briefly, how would you tell me what your current responsibilities are?
Yeah, the distribution channel goes after all internet service providers in the United States and the world, so to speak, to connect so that we can distribute our content, our streaming media, so to speak, to their subscriber base, to their customer base. We go prospect those deals, prospect those companies, find them, develop the right deals for the company, and then once they're closed, we manage the relationship after the fact and try to establish marketing relationships and marketing programs that work, that help drive usage of our product through that channel and create value and revenues for Enron.
So what's your typical day?
A typical day can be multiple phone calls from my people, always trying to facilitate some issue or another. I spend a good deal of time with the legal team working on contracts. I do manage up every once in a while in the sense that I need to talk to my superiors and relate to them what's happening internally. I spend a good deal of time on the phone with either current distributors or current prospects, talking through issues either related to the relationship or the contract that we're working itself. And I spend a good deal of time with my assistant, Crystal, and travel. You say a typical day, actually a typical month probably involves 5 to 10 travel days, so it's a little bit of everything.
So what have you accomplished recently?
Lately, that's an excellent question. What have we accomplished? We closed 3 deals last month, and one of the more significant deals is we closed a memorandum of understanding with one of the regional Bell operating companies, one of the now only 4 regional Bell operating companies, and we're working through the definitive agreement with them and with GTE. So we've got some really big deals on our plate, and we're pumped about getting them closed before the end of the year.
So what are you doing for these 2? What are you specifically doing?
Mostly it's negotiating fine points of the deal. The intent to do the deal with both entities is absolutely there, and I would say I have 100% confidence that getting the deal done. It's not like we're having to sell the concept or there's any selling left to do, but there is a lot of negotiation on the fine points of the deal. So, and that's time consuming.
What will Enron do for these companies? What will Enron do for GTE?
Yes, for GTE specifically, we are giving them what's called our AFTS service, and that's an OC48, which is just another term for a big pipe of bandwidth from Salt Lake City to Seattle, and in return they are giving us about 80 to 90% of their domestic customer base for distribution. So we connect to them at these distribution connection points in multiple places in the United States. So we're swapping something.
So what are you swapping, and and what's the end result?
Yeah, well, we're swapping the service. We're giving away capacity on our fiber, and what we're getting back in return is all of their customer base, which is one of the top 5 customer bases for internet subscribers in the United States. They're giving us their customer base, who essentially are clickers on content that we contract.
So the benefit to Enron is now you've got all these eyeballs, these clickers. Now you go to your content people and say, hey, you can get this to them. Is that how it works? I mean, what's the benefit of having
You've got it nailed. We are giving desktops, clickers to our content providers, and it creates a...
How do you make that transition, say, this enables us to...
Right.
What this lets us do is...
Yeah. You know, the thing I've struggled with most is about half the time I'm like doing the interview. I'm answering the question as I think you want to hear it instead of just really answering
just say it.
GTE's customer base is very desirable to anybody that has content on the World Wide Web. So essentially, our customers, content providers, are now able to access these subscribers via our direct connect model. So it's beautiful. It's the best possible scenario we could have. One of the top internet service providers in the world, we have their subscriber base. So that's what we're offering to any one of our content customers.
Awesome. Now what about the Southwestern Bell? What are you giving them?
Southwestern Bell is essentially the same thing. They have actually, we are not doing a deal with Southwestern Bell. It's with Bell South. No. Well, it took me time too. Hey, one thing I want to ask. This is never getting outside, right? Because this has to stay internal.
Oh, well, analysts, stock analysts are going to see it.
Oh.
I mean,
That's bad. If Bell South, well, we might close it before then.
I mean, if it's before the analyst conference, if Bell South...
You could announce GT. I would not feel comfortable having an analyst take Bell South out on this date, and I cannot tell you if we'll finish that agreement by then.
Can we go ahead and record it, and if we don't, we won't use it?
Yeah, just make sure you call me.
Oh, we'll know.
We'll call you.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are we doing for Bell South?
Yeah, what we're doing for Bell South is actually, the GTE agreement was a deviation or a variation of our standard content distributor agreement. The Bell South agreement is more our standard contract where we pay them a revenue share component and we get to interconnect in all of their, God, I can't, I need to start over. I was about to say lattice and all these terms that nobody understands. The deal with Bell South is we get to access their entire customer base, or at least that's what we're proposing. They, in turn, get a revenue share component of all the content that we distribute through their network to their subscriber base. So in essence, we would connect in any given Atlanta and Charlotte and Miami and Orlando, et cetera, and their clickers, their eyeballs, their DSL customers, their business customers would be able to click on content we contracted out on the World Wide Web. The only difference is than GTE really is we're not giving Bell South capacity on our network. We're actually paying them a revenue share component. With GTE, we're not giving them that revenue share.
So who are your customers?
Who is the company's customers? Enron's customers? Enron's customers are content providers, at least for ePowered MediaCast. Any given financial news company that's propagating content on the World Wide Web, any consumer-oriented content company, any Hollywood-oriented company that's putting content on the web, historical broadcasters that have been propagating content on television for 40, 50 years, anybody that's putting content on the World Wide Web, that's our customer base.
So they
Change it.